What's up guys, welcome to the Daily Refinement. You guys know I've been around the eBay block. I've been doing this for 5 years and there's always bad news when it comes to eBay on YouTube. But in reality, there's really only 5 things that eBay resellers need to worry about. And I'm gonna go over those 5 things in this video. So please smash the like button, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys inside. The reason why I'm making this video is I want people to focus on the 5 things that will really help their eBay sales grow. So number 1 is going to be awareness of your own time. Now, everyone's situation is different. Obviously, if you spend more time on your eBay store, it'll grow faster. So there's really 3 ways to focus on doing that. Number 1 is you can get up a little bit earlier. Number 2 is you can stay up a little bit later. And number 3, you can focus on getting more out of your work hours. And that means eliminating distractions and just being a lot more focused on every single minute you put into eBay. The more hours you devote to your craft, the more you're gonna get out of it. And that's just the easiest way to look at it, is more time entered into getting better at eBay, the better your results are gonna be. Number 2 is how much money do you have? So a lot of beginners or people are just getting started worry about not having enough capital to start eBay, but don't worry, because eBay takes time to grow. Because even if you have more money, what ends up happening is you end up being a little bit lazy with your sourcing and you pick up items that may take longer to sell, or you pick up too many of the exact same item. And what happens with that is your sell-through rate will start to decline. So if I break that down into simple terms, let's say you have 100 items and you're selling 1 item per day. If you have more capital, let's say buy 500 items, you're not guaranteed to sell 5 items per day. It's a lot more nuanced than that, just because when you buy something in a certain category, there's only so many buyers that can buy that item. So if you buy 10 times as many, you won't necessarily find 10 times as many customers. So it's better to start growing your eBay store with less money so that you can strategically think, okay, I turned my $5 into $10. Then I turned my $10 into $20. So now your $20, you can buy 4 $5 items. You can start to think about how to pivot and stay in the same category. So maybe you pick up 2 Nike items and 2 Adidas items. So same category, but different brands to attract different kinds of buyers. And then you're lowering your risk into putting too many eggs into one brand. So I always recommend, and this is confusing for a lot of people, to stay as narrow as possible. But obviously when I say focus on one category, I'm not saying only sell Nike soccer jerseys. That's too narrow. Okay, so if you sell soccer jerseys, you could probably sell football jerseys. You could probably sell hockey jerseys. It's similar. So again, don't hear one thing and take it literally. Think about all the things that are related to that category, and that will help you diversify your capital so that you're not accidentally spending too much on one category. Number 3 is be realistic about how much space you have. If you are in a 1-bedroom apartment, it's very different than a person that has a 6,000 square foot warehouse in their backyard. So when you're thinking about how much space you have, I recommend having 1/3 of the space completely free. You need this space in order to sort items. So when you buy items and bring them into your house or your workspace, you need an area to look through the items and figure out where the defects are, testing, grading, sorting, what items to redonate. You need at least 1/3 of your space completely free. And I recommend immediately you get that 1/3 of space free, because it opens up your mental capacity so that you can really pay attention and get the most out of each of your items. So once you have 1/3 of the space empty, I always recommend you get twice as much space as you need for the inventory you have so that you can continue growing. So I recommend, if you're starting, if you're getting new, don't get super aggressive in your buying. I would recommend that you have a small store with expensive items in it. So take your time, spend all of your time looking for expensive items that you can get cheap. And don't worry so much about having a large store, because in the beginning, it's really important to be precise. So in the beginning, be precise about what you buy. And as you grow, it becomes more important, not less important. And I made that mistake growing my store, thinking that, you know what, because of the size of my store, it's okay to make a bad buy here or there. But it's never really okay to make a bad buy, because there's so many things in the world to buy and resell. So I recommend, again, small. Make sure that 1/3 of your space is completely free of anything. Make sure you have twice as much space as you need so that you have ample room to grow. And always be realistic. Before you jump to a storage area or a warehouse, make sure that you can easily afford that space. I think most people move to an external location way before they actually need that space. Number 4 is determine how much mental bandwidth you have and start getting rid of things that take up too much space in your brain. So if you're going through a divorce, if you have kids that are fighting, if you have a big alimony payment, if you have all these things in your life, you want to slowly reduce the clutter out of your brain. So I recommend donating or reselling one item out of your house every single day. Go onto your phone, delete one app every single day. You can use an app like unroll.me to unsubscribe to a newsletter every single day. I'm a big component of Inbox Zero, eliminating all emails that do not matter to you and do not get you to the next level in your life. So I think it's really important to just trim all the weeds, because if you don't pay attention, your life can easily fill up with all of these distractions and you won't have the mental bandwidth to learn a new skill. And eBay is essentially just learning a new skill. So the more RAM you can have in your brain, and that's memory like a computer. If your computer doesn't have enough RAM, all the programs will run really slowly. But if you have a lot of RAM and only 1 or 2 programs running, your computer is going to excel and be really powerful and fast. And that's how I look at my life. When things take up too much of my time or take up too much stress or anxiety, I just cut it out. So that makes it really easy. Your mental bandwidth is really important for the growth of your business. Number 5 is to be honest yourself about how much product knowledge you have in your specific category. So for me, I'm mainly in the women's clothing category. I would say I've been serious in learning the item specifics and learning the styles, what sells well, what doesn't sell well, what colors are best, what cuts are best, what styles are best, what brands are best, how to reduce returns, how to take accurate measurements. All these different things take time to learn. And I would rate myself out of 10, an 8 out of 10 understanding how the used mall brand women's clothing works. But I am honest with myself. I'm not an expert in runway fashion. That's very different. I'm not an expert in luxury or designer. That's very different. Those require different skill sets that take time to learn. So as you are learning a new category, just understand there are people who understand every single nuance of every single thing that they sell. And that's really going to help them set apart themselves from every other seller, because they're going to know how to present the product in the best and most accurate way to the customer to get top dollar. So a lot of people are expecting all of the money with the least amount of work. But if you want all the money, you need to do all the work and you need to be a huge expert. So we're going to do a review on a store that's called Wheelhouse Jack. And I'll post that review in the description below in the pinned comment. And that video goes over a toy seller who's been doing this for 13 years. And I want you to look at the attention to detail in his listings and look at his Instagram, look at his website. Everything is based on being a vintage toy collector / dealer. This guy has been selling the exact same thing for 15 years and been collecting it for 40 years. The guy knows everything about his niche, and trying to get to that level in whatever category you are at will set you apart from everybody else and guarantee you success for the most part, because you'll know where to get the items, you'll know how to get the best deal, you'll know how to present them as quickly and as accurately as possible, you'll know how to reduce returns, you'll know how to get the most money for it, you'll know how to get a reputation, you'll know how to get repeat buyers. This is all huge, and this is what sets you apart. These are the 5 things that you need to spend your attention on. If you spend all of your attention on these 5 things, you won't have time to worry about anything else. So please smash the like button, consider subscribing, join our Patreon at patreon.com/theresourcepodcast. If you need more detailed help, post in the Facebook group and let us know exactly what you're working on so we can give you the help you need. Until next time, make progress daily.